Welcome to this episode of The Travel Buzz, brought to you by Big Dreams Travel. On today's episode, we are going to give you a quick review of our first class experience on board a domestic American Airlines flight, where I flew an Airbus A321 from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma to Charlotte, North Carolina. As always, thanks for watching our channel. If you don't mind, take a minute and subscribe by hitting the button down below, and also hit that notification bell. Again, thanks for joining us and enjoy this flight review. It was an early morning in Oklahoma City as I prepared for this domestic first-class flight, but the charming Christmas decor in the American Airlines section of the terminal made it a little easier to get going for this 5:30 a.m. departure. The boarding process was quick and easy. I don't love getting up for these early flights, but boarding almost always seems to go easier and smoother, maybe because people are, like me, still half asleep. I made my way down to my seat 4F on this flight and settled in by the window as a few raindrops sprinkled down on the plane. If you've ever done a domestic first-class flight, you know that the seat is not all that much different than economy in terms of comfort. It's a little wider, and you certainly have more legroom, but the best feature for me may be the drink area in between the two seats, and the fact that you don't have to compete with your neighbor for an armrest. Also to note, there is no seatback entertainment on American Airlines domestic planes, although there is a selection of free entertainment available on your phone when you're connected to American Airlines Wi-Fi. After a short delay due to some paperwork, we were on the runway and headed off towards the East Coast. There were unfortunately no pre-departure beverages on this flight, but we quickly made it to our cruising altitude, and the flight attendant was up and serving breakfast as soon as she could. I ordered coffee to drink, and it came along pretty quick, with the only option for breakfast on this flight being oatmeal. It was actually a pretty nice breakfast spread. The oatmeal was tasty with the brown sugar and nuts that came with it. There were 3 different types of fruit, and I ate the banana with the included package of almond butter, which was also very good. I finished breakfast with the lemon berry chia loaf. I wasn't exactly sure what this was, and honestly it didn't have a ton of flavor, but it was okay and nice to finish the meal with something like this. After our meal, we were about an hour into the 2-hour flight, and we were meeting the rising sun in the east. The flight attendant cleared my tray and refilled my coffee. And up until this point, the service had been very good, but I didn't see a flight attendant at my seat again for the next 45 minutes. At which point they were coming through to collect our glasses and coffee mugs. It would have been nice to have had another cup of coffee this early in the morning, but I would be heading to the lounge in Charlotte soon enough. After getting off the plane, I did make my way to the club lounge there in Charlotte, and despite this being a pretty small location, I did enjoy the visit, as it wasn't super crowded. This is the first club lounge I've been to where they serve your food instead of being a traditional buffet. Of course, you couldn't get all that you wanted at the time, but I did appreciate this from a cleanliness standpoint. Overall, the club lounge in Charlotte was nice and has a great view of the ramp outside the big windows. All in all, the first class experience today was worth the $60 I paid to upgrade from economy on this 2.5-hour flight. The extra legroom, wider seat, priority boarding, breakfast, and something I love, a real coffee mug, made this 2.5-hour flight very nice. Would I pay full first class prices for this, which were about $700 for this flight, when I only paid $150 for economy? I would not. But the upgrade for only $60, that was worth it. And it's always worth it for you to check out what those upgrade offers are. Thanks for joining us, and make sure to come back and see us on another edition of the Travel Buzz, brought to you here by Big Dreams Travel.